I'm Sam Rayment, and these are your 3.30 Solent Sport News headlines. The scandal surrounding Fantasy Premier League affecting the real world continues. Aston Villa players were banned from playing the popular game, and other managers have lobbied for its ban. Here's Bill Taylor with the full report.
Whether you call it Dream Team, Fantasy Football or something else, the concept remains the same. People all around the world try their hand at managing their very own sports team. However, recently we have seen the divide from the real world to the fantasy world crossed in the Premier League. Controversy struck as bots that track the fantasy Premier League teams of actual Premier League staff members discovered that many of the Aston Villa team had removed Jack Grealish from their sides. This led to the news of Grealish's injury being leaked to the outside world. Andy North is an FPL content creator and believes the bots can be stopped from repeating their actions.
To be fair, I think the only way you could probably do it is to have some kind of private leagues where you wouldn't be able to search for people. So if you were working for or part of a club that you could have some kind of what's it called, vested interest, isn't it? It's not really the best idea. Then you could have some kind of private league. But I know in America they managed to do it, and they managed to make sure that because I play NFL fantasy football as well. And they never have those kind of issues, so it must be something they can do.
As a result of the situation, Aston Villa boss Dean Smith has banned his players from playing the game.
I've reminded everybody at the football club of their responsibilities of being a member of the staff at an elite football club, and I'm sure they won't be certainly making that same mistake again after knowing what they know now.
Ultimately, the scandal didn't impact Villa as they went on to beat Leeds, but other clubs could follow suit in banning their players.
If Newcastle players started taking out, players like St Maximin or Almiron because they're injured, other teams can pick up on this, and that will give them an advantage on knowing who we might select. And then that also indicates what tactical approach we'll take, and it will give teams an upper hand on us, which will cost us points, and then we'll end up going down.
The latest tweets from the FPL Insider Twitter account suggest Southampton are the latest club to have their team news leaked. A member of staff at the Saints has transferred out Walker-Peters, McCarthy and Ings from his team ahead of their trip to Sheffield United. Saints fans were hoping he doesn't know something that they don't. Billy Taylor, Solent Sports News.
The handball law is expected to be clarified when football lawmakers meet for their annual general meeting. It comes after Josh Matter's goal was ruled out for Fulham yesterday after VAR ruled that Mario Lemina had handled the ball. Fulham manager Scott Parker said that VAR is taking the passion out of football.
We're trying to make the game so pure and so sterile, and trying to control every single phase or every single moment to an absolute T. And that's where the problem lies for me, really. What do we want to see as fans, as spectators, is goals, is excitement. And I'm sorry to say, but VAR is killing every bit of that.
Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has said that Emile Smith-Rowe could break into the England squad. The English midfielder bursted into the team when Arsenal beat Chelsea 3-1 in January, and has an outside chance of getting into the Euro 2020 squad. Arteta said that Smith-Rowe has the quality to play international football.
If he shows the same determination as Bukayo, be as humble as it is, and play with the personality that he's done, I think he's got a great chance. And Emile has got all the attributes, all the qualities that needs to play for this football club, and in my opinion, to play for the national team.
National League side Eastleigh have applied for a new grant to fund their new football pitch. The new pitch at Silver Lake Stadium is estimated to cost about £100,000. Alfie House has the full story.
Believe it or not, this is the current state of a playable professional football pitch. At the Silver Lake Stadium, home of Eastleigh Football Club, a combination of a packed fixture list and a brutal winter has combined to make the job of keeping this ground usable almost an impossibility. Head groundsman Dan Barnes has been struggling all season to make sure that the team can continue to play all of their National League games.
Everyone at the club now realises that this pitch has potentially come to the end of its life. It may well have done that quite a while back. All pitches have that sort of life expectancy before a massive investment and reconstruction is needed. Fingers crossed in the summer we will be looking into that option. The Football Foundation do offer grants and funding schemes to help out the financial side of things. It's not ideal timing to be doing something like that, but it's become a necessity now for the club.
Since a half-time match abandonment at home to Hartlepool in November due to torrential rain, the pitch has struggled to recover. Yeovil Town even lodged an appeal to the league following their 1-0 loss at the Silver Lake, a result that manager Darren Sarll was less than pleased about.
Not an excuse, the pitch is not conducive to a professional football club. Definitely not.
With the cost of a new pitch somewhere around £100,000, the Football Foundation, as a member of the Department of Culture, Media and Sport, is offering grants to clubs to assist them financially. Kenny Amor, the Eastleigh chairman, believes that the benefits of a successful grant application would reach far further than just the men's first team.
What we're working towards now is, can we do the Football Foundation grant that we were looking to do last off-season? So we're starting the process and the paperwork again. It's a very long-winded process, but our ultimate goal now is to have it done throughout, so the drainage and the irrigation and everything is spot on, and then we can look to have other games here, bring our ladies onto this pitch and play our scholars on here and use it as much as we should be able to for a club at our level.
While any grant scheme will be welcomed by clubs who continue to struggle along, in the wake of another National League side, Dover, being expunged from the league this week, it shows the severity of funding problems that teams face. Presenter of the non-league show for BBC Radio, Ollie Bayliss, believes that there is still some room for improvement for those in power.
There's been some grant funding available from the Football Foundation, but maybe not as much as clubs would have liked from maybe the government and the Premier League, sources like that. There was one grant available, the Pitch Preparation Fund, made available by the Football Foundation for £1,500 earlier on this season. But apart from that, there hasn't been a huge amount of finances available for football clubs to access.
For many clubs, including Eastleigh, any assistance with keeping these pitches playable would be a welcome sight while ground workers up and down the country spend their weeks with pitchfork in hand. And with clubs like Dover exposing the financial frailties of what post-COVID football could hold, teams just like Eastleigh will have their fingers firmly crossed as they look to negotiate the increasingly trying season.
Former Wales rugby international Alex Popham says governing bodies have their heads in the sand when it comes to dementia. The 41-year-old was diagnosed with early onset dementia last year and he's taken part in the Change Rugby Ride Challenge. Popham said that more support and information needs to be available for players.
When I had my diagnosis in April 2020, there wasn't a lot of information for how you tell kids that their dad's got dementia at 40, everything was for 60 plus. So we really pulled this together because there's a much need to be able to help quite a few boys. It's up to 260 players now in the UK who are struggling.
The UK Open Darts gets underway today at the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes. Last year, Michael van Gerwen won the title after beating Gerwyn Price in the final. However, the competition has been coined as the FA Cup of Darts, with high-ranking players going out early in the competition. Here's Henry Deacon with the full story.
Trebles for show, doubles for dough. The darts is back. And what better way to springboard the 2021 season into life than the largest major tournament of the lot. The UK Open kicks off today in Milton Keynes and sees 160 of the world's best go head to head. For players like Nick Kenny, ranked number 73 in the world, it could be a tournament which can be a springboard to both his season and career.
The further I can go, this week, it's going to make me relax. It's going to build my confidence, and could set me up for the year. Bit more relaxed on the floor then, and just creeping up the rankings, and try and get into the other major tournaments. Especially the Players' Championship back. Hopefully that'll be in Butlins at the end of November, and then obviously the World Championships as well.
Damon Heter, who in his debut year on the circuit made 2 major quarter-finals, knows new talent can emerge from this tournament. With no seedings or protection, an open draw creates great opportunities for anyone to make it deeper into the tournament. But the Heat believes no one can make it to the latter stages playing undercooked.
I think at this sort of time of darts, I think it's irrelevant who you play, to be honest. It's I think you have to play just a really high standard of darts just to get through your games. And I think it just proved on the last the Pro Tours that just went ahead. How many losing averages were so high? It was insane.
Former Players Champion turned TV pundit Paul Nicholson believes this tournament could mirror recent major events on the hockey and see new names on the biggest prizes.
We have to look at Clayton, we have to look at Cullen, we have to look at the people who did really well at the Super Series, because at this stage of the season, Henry, we don't have a great deal of brand new information. So we have to utilise those 4 days and possibly the Masters as the main linchpin of where we want to put our cash.
The event is the second televised tournament of 2021, and with the pandemic causing many sporting events to shudder to a halt, PDC Head of Media Dave Allen believes it is testament to his colleagues that a near full programme in 2020 was completed.
That was one of the great achievements, I think, was that we managed to get all of all of the televised ranking events were taking place, and it was only the Champions League which didn't take place in the end last year. So, I think from a PDC side, it was something that the whole company could be really proud of.
All the proper protocols and procedures have been made to ensure the tournament goes ahead safely, but one question still remains. Who will check out of Milton Keynes the victor?
We have also just had in from the UK Open that Lisa Ashton has become the second woman to win at the tournament, beating Aaron Beanie 6-2. She becomes the first woman to do so since 2005. Gordon Elliott's hearing is currently underway in Ireland. It comes after there was outrage when pictures were released showing him kneeling on a dead horse. Elliott is currently barred from saddling runners in Britain by the British Horse Racing Authority. That's it for now, but you can find more updates on our Twitter @SolentSportsNewsJ. Thank you for watching and goodbye.